We'll see what Game 4 has in store tonight of the World Series. Dodgers up 2-1 after winning Game 3 in 18 innings earlier this morning. Freddie Freeman, the walk-off home run. Shohei Ohtani gets the ball for the Dodgers. He'll oppose the Blue Jays' Shane Bieber, that is. Coverage comes up on Fox, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Dodgers up 2-1 in the best-of-7 series. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey wrote a letter to the NCAA asking them to rescind their decision on allowing athletes to bet on pro sports. The new rule is set to go into effect on Saturday following NCAA approval last week. Saints are going to start rookie Tyler Shook at quarterback in Week 9 against the Rams. Spencer Rattler will now be the backup in New Orleans. Bills placed defensive tackle Ed Oliver on injured reserve with a torn triceps, while Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels is set to practice this upcoming week after missing last night's game with a hamstring strain. I'm Dan Beyer.
Everyone all at once, one deep breath. We can finally relax. Whew. Everybody a little sleepy after Game 3 last night. Unbelievable instant classic. Dude. It was an epic game for the ages. History was made, and we reaped all the benefits. All right. Baseball's right. Hey, from the Fox Sports Radio studio, Covino and Rich, and if you miss any of today's show, I hope you don't, but if you do, you can catch the pod anywhere you get your pods. Just search Covino and Rich and rate 5 stars, rate, review, follow, all that good stuff. We got NFL to get to. We got NBA, but my goodness, we're coming off one of the best baseball games you will ever see in your life.
And we be rocking out. So great.
Man.
I'm still processing. And we had the entire day to do so. We talked about it on our Patreon. We're talking about it to everyone that we see. The first thing I thought of when I woke up this morning was the game. Like, oh my God, I feel so privileged to have witnessed it. I know that sounds corny, but I mean that as a baseball fan. Keep in mind, if you're new to the show, I dislike both teams, but I got to tip my hat here to great baseball, and that's what I feel like we saw yesterday because everything counted. And the plays that looked like they were easy plays, they were not. Can you imagine the composure needed to perform at that level in those moments, tracking down a fly ball in that night sky? You know, the plays that were made were remarkable. Everything counted. Everything was highlighted. And just props to everybody involved in that game and everyone that stayed up late and everyone that was there. My goodness, it was epic, and we got to talk about it. 877-99 on Fox. 877-99 on Fox, your takeaways. And, of course, there was a football game. We all had intentions on checking it out.
I didn't know who won until, this morning. Football was on. Get out of here.
I did not know until afterward when I, watched the highlights. It was one of those games last night, Rich, where although it was late on the West Coast, I know it's 3 a.m. almost. 3 a.m., you must be lonely on the East Coast.
3 a.m. eternal.
KLF is going to rock you. It's 3 a.m., almost 3 a.m. We're approaching midnight on the West Coast, and I'm sitting there hoping that it continues. That's how exciting it was for me. If you're a Dodgers fan or a Blue Jays fan, I get it. You just want somebody to win. Your stomach's in knots. But me, just as a baseball fan, and we said it the other day, we're on the precipice of a sports renaissance and baseball being part of that. We're seeing great teams, great games, a great World Series. I just wanted it to continue. I'm like, let's go for 20
There
innings.
were moments of that game, and I'm not even talking about the main ones we'll talk about. I'm talking about Teoscar to Edman to Will Smith. 2 perfect throws on a relay to get a Blue Jay trying to score from third.
And it took a perfect relay. I don't fault the Blue Jays at all for taking chances, even though he was clearly out. It took perfect throws, a perfect relay to make those plays. And I think if you're going to beat the Dodgers, you got to take risks. You got to take those chances.
And you and I were saying how some plays that might seem obvious on a major league level, the tense,
oh my God, do or die feeling of last night. For instance, Varsho in center field, tracking down a ball that it's not routine. At the fence, arm out. Like, that could have been the end right there.
He made it look routine.
How many times, Danny G, as you were texting us, like, what marine layer of air is out there?
Yeah, those balls were hit like moonshots and then just died right before the fence.
I mean, the Will Smith one was just one of them, but there was a few that you're like, oh my God, oh no.
The Teoscar one.
And because of that, the radio call, Steven Nelson on AM 570 here in Los Angeles, I think was a little gun shy because of all the warning track power that
and
we had.
I think Joe Davis was too. He was like, deep fly ball to center field before it strikes midnight.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, I think they were all gun shy. You're right, because I follow him on social media. He's great, the radio announcer.
Yeah.
Fantastic watching him make the calls. But yeah, there was a little gun shy vibe. Like, is it going?
And anytime something big happens, whether it be in basketball, football, or baseball, we always come back excited and we ask ourselves, are we prisoners of the moment? I don't think we are. I think that it's one of the top 3 games of our lifetime. I can't even think of 2 better. I'm just trying to be fair here. I think this is a game we're going to tell our grandkids about. We're going to be old guys feeding the ducks. And
I think
our nose-picking grandkids are going to be like,
Grandpa, were you alive when it went 18 innings in the World Series and the Dodgers beat the...
and you're like, I'll never forget it.
You damn bet I was.
Shohei hit 2 home runs. Alejandro. By the way, there's so many storylines. Clearly, the unsung heroes like Klein coming through in big moments. Clearly, Freddie Freeman is a World Series hero. But, dude, even on the Blue Jays side, Kershaw.
We're going to get to him.
We're going to get to him.
Hold that.
But can I say this on a Taco Tuesday? I think it's important for the Brown guys. As a half-breed Vato Loco, I feel it's in my duty to say that Alejandro, you had to harp on the duty and ruin my moment.
Duty. Your duty. Go on.
I'm trying to make a really good point here.
Okay.
You know, for the Brown guys, the unsung heroes. Alejandro Kirk, the first Mexican to ever hit a World Series home run. But do you see this guy battling, dude? He battles. And I feel like he sets the tone for these Blue Jays. That scrap. When he's in the batter's box, he's fouling off pitches. He's working your bullpen. And, you know, he obviously wasn't in the later innings of the game, which cost him maybe. But this dude's going to step up big again. And I feel like his approach is contagious with that Blue Jays lineup. So props to him. Props to them, too, man, because I don't feel like they lost the game in any way. Somebody had to win, and Freddie Freeman hit a bomb, dude. So
that's another thing that nobody's really talking about, though. Will Smith never came out. So he was back there, you know, catching that entire almost 7 hours. Dude, he must be in an ice bath still right now.
That's such a great point. You know, honestly, I feel like you're the first guy I heard even mention it, Danny. That's the truth. I didn't even think about that. Took it totally for granted.
The Blue Jays backup catcher had 4 at-bats. They played 2 games. He played 2 games back-to-back behind the dish in a terribly stressful situation.
All right, so clearly we're excited. And keep in mind, Rich and I are not Dodgers fans. I'm a Yankees fan. Rich, I don't know. I feel like he's on the fence. We'll explain. Danny G, Dodgers fan. Iowa Sam, you mean to tell me that you're a Dodgers fan and you didn't find that to be an amazing game last night?
Who said that?
I don't know.
Who said? Rich, you said that?
Yeah, Rich
I never said
I
that.
had like a frown when I walked
No,
out.
I was just saying that, like, you can have.
Was it a little long?
You could have sliced out four or 5 innings in the back half of that.
You couldn't have. That
You could have.
That was what made it
was
magical.
Like, that's why we have the games at 9 innings and not 12 innings. It's not a game of cricket. But I love the game. Like, I was just like, okay, let's just end this. Like, it was.
See, no,
I
you have
spent,
the
no,
right.
no,
Let's
hold
end
on,
this.
hold on,
Let's
hold on.
just end this.
No. I spent I burned my emotional gunpowder from the 5th inning to the 7th inning, and then it was like locked up, and it just kept going. It was a draw. It was a stalemate. And the Klein stuff was amazing, but it was just like, oh my God, when it's the 15th inning, the 16th inning.
Bro.
So now the Dodgers have is this true? The 2 longest World Series games, the one from 2018 is second, and now this one is number 1.
6
that is
hours
crazy.
And 39 minutes.
No, it was. I watched the whole thing front to back. It was amazing.
It was
just
wild.
really long.
It was wild
really
to me
long
when they were showing the highlights from earlier in the game, and it was like daytime.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, let's go back to the end. You're like, wait a minute. It
Or
was
people
like
playing that you don't remember playing, or like
call the series Dodgers lead it 2.5 to 1.5. Because you get a half, you tie because of how long, and make it that way because it was crazy. You mentioned 2 full games.
They almost ran out of baseballs.
I know. You know what? Here's some
They almost
crazy
ran out
stats.
of pitchers.
Danny G, this is that viral meme that you sent us. 18 innings, 6 hours, 39 minutes, a total of 609 pitches, 130 at-bats. That's crazy. 130 at-bats. 19 pitchers we witnessed last night. 5 home runs, which is kind of low in an 18-inning game with 2 powerhouses, but 5 home runs, big home runs. 4 Ohtani intentional walks, but he got on base.
4.5.
Yeah, he got on base 9 times. Insane. Clayton Kershaw got in the game. Rich has a whole thought on that, but that itself was an event. And we found Waldo finally. I don't know if you saw that. But we found Waldo last night in the middle of all the melee. Stars were out. People stayed up late. On a side note, if your kid stayed up late to watch, did you send him to school? If you were at the game and you're a little kid, do you go to school the next day to brag about it, or do you stay home? I don't know.
You go to school to brag. You know,
but I'm glad we stayed up late because, again, we'll never forget this game. I truly believe it's one of those games we'll talk about for years and we'll never forget.
There's very few games that you could put in the category of this game. The only one that comes to mind right out the gate is that the David Freese Cardinals Texas Rangers game that went back and forth, lead changes and everything. There's only a few games that are of that level and magnitude.
You know what the difference is, though? And I remember that game clear as day. I think the star power and familiarity with these players and these teams is far superior than that series.
I agree.
There's so many superstars on the Dodgers. You're really impressed by the Blue Jays and who they are. You're getting to know them if you're not a Blue Jays or an American League fan. I feel like the star power is much greater. And here's the craziest part of all. Unless you're some sort of Mr. Grundy, some sort of grumpy kind of a-hole, both teams are very likable. And I have a hard time saying that. Again, I'm a Yankees fan. It's hard to hate on both teams, even if they are the evil empire of today. They're likable guys on the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Blue Jays are a great team. Dodgers are extremely likable. Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Clayton Kershaw. Is there some J-hole out there? I don't even know what that means.
What's a J-hole?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Jerk hole?
Doesn't this get a little old, though?
I like it. I like it. I'm in it. I'm in it.
I don't like the hip flexor. You're right.
The hip flexor,
they're likable.
Yeah, well, Brenda always says it's kind of goofy, and that makes them a little kind of likable because they don't take themselves too serious.
Did you see Shohei had to do 3 before he was acknowledged yesterday?
Yeah.
He was left hanging. He did 1. No one did anything. He did it again. No one noticed. He did it again, and finally, like, hey!
I love it. The same way when my lowly Mets do their little roll into the fist, the fist pump. I love those type of things.
Kind of corny, but
the
whatever.
kids on my T-ball team, we do that when they get a big hit, like do the Dodger thing. Listen, there's so many layers. I just want to hit out a couple points right now.
Go ahead.
Alex Call could have ended this game with a sac fly, and I'm so glad he didn't. Because a game like that...
Yeah, Iowa Sam was like, come on.
Hit the ball in the outfield.
Spot too.
This.
Spot was like, can this game end already?
We were locked at 5 for 11 innings. We were locked at 5 for 11 innings.
And that's why it was great.
I thought that if Alex Call would have won that game on a sac fly... There's something just so anticlimactic about that. So when he popped up to short, I was like, good. I was rooting for the Dodgers, but I'm like, it can't end like that.
After all that, and I agree, I didn't want any intentional, forced walk at home.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been so weak after a game like that.
There was another moment that was like, oh my God, just the nerves and the fun. Sasaki, when he almost underhand threw the ball too low for Freddie at first, and then you see him smiling, like the nerves. But Freddie walking it off, I mean, it couldn't have been more perfect for a guy the only guy in Major League Baseball history to do it 2 times now.
A perfect bomb, too. Dead center. Like right over, was it 385, 395
390
center?
something.
Yeah, and
right over the 395 mark.
And to DB's point earlier about how Steven Nelson was gun shy, I heard them play the call on Sports Center early this morning, and I'm like, that's the call? Because, he didn't want to just assume it was a home run after everything we saw.
There was like the boy that cried home run because three shots before that we're all arguably like, oh my God, it might be gone.
But you know what? It tells the story. Years from now, if kids ever bring that up, like, that was the call. Like, yeah, but you don't understand. There was a few bombs hit prior to that, and then it makes more sense. So I get it. I get it.
Listen, amateurs get tricked all the time. You watch a game with someone, even at the stadium, they're like, oh my God. And you're like, it's just a pop-up. Just sit down. Baseball fans that are seasoned were all tricked live and in television everywhere on that Will Smith one. It looked like he got all of it. And the sabermetrics and stats and everything show that every ball hit at that trajectory, launch angle,
Will Smith's
and everything.
was 102 miles per hour exit velocity
Unreal.
off the bat. Yeah, so you could see
And
how
Freddie had
everybody
one too, right? Like the 13th or 14th.
Yeah.
Where I was like, this one's gonna end it. Nope.
Dude,
everybody
can you
thought.
play the final radio call just to prove that even the best were a little gun shy in that moment?
Full count on Freeman. Little delivers. Freeman. It's one high in the air. Straight away center field. Varsho at the wall. Gone!
Wow.
Freddie Freeman, Mr. World Series, ends the marathon at midnight.
Wow.
But at first, it just sounded like a pop-up,
Yeah,
like one of the many pop-ups.
You know, he ramped up to it at the very end because the first, like, hit to deep center field. It's going back. There was
Grandpa, what happened there?
Well, let me tell you, kid, the
air
air was
was-
really thick that night. It was a thick, aired night in October.
What does that mean, Grandpa?
I don't know. But it was wild to see. It was the atmosphere, man. I was keeping all the balls in last night.
there's so many layers and so many things to mention, but I want to focus on one thing.
Okay. Because I got something. We all have something. 877-99 on Fox.
I finally did it yesterday. I bought my kid a Dodgers jersey
Oh boy.
What?
because
Oh,
he's
boy.
in T-ball. I'm a Mets fan.
Golf claps.
But I can't force my kid to only like my team. He's like, Dad, I love the Mets, but he calls himself Benny Betts, I was telling you. So last night I said, you know what? Amazon overnight. Let me buy him a blue Mookie Betts jersey. He calls himself Benny Betts. So it's a team, like you said, even if you're not a fan, it's very hard to hate on
Well-
the characters on this team.
Here's what I think when you say that. You grew up a Mets fan your whole life from New York. Your son's growing up in L.A., but of course he'll appreciate the Mets because Dad does.
Yeah.
But there were certain athletes growing up that transcended sports, and we all know who they were. Even if you were a Knicks fan, you had a Jordan poster in your room. Even if you were a Yankees fan, you had a Ken Griffey Jr. poster in your room, right? So if you're a Giants fan, you had a Bo Jackson poster in your room. There's certain athletes that transcended sports, and this entire Dodgers team, the stars there, all of those dudes are along that caliber.
Yeah.
Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman,
So-
and even a Kershaw, like certain guys. And we're growing up in a time where you root for players. I get it. He's allowed to do that.
I
He's
have to
5.
accept it. You know, our boss Scott, who's a big Minnesota guy, he was there with his kids who are Dodgers fans. Your kids could, root for your team with you, but
Did Boss Scott stay the whole time? I hope
did.
He did.
He
Thank
did, yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And his son was wearing a Freeman jersey.
Oh,
Big Freddie fan.
my
so
God.
to me, I changed my mind. I think if your kid's growing up in a city, why are you going to force they can root with you, but you can't just force all your
'Cause
alliances on them.
That's what your family is. On your family crest, you have Mr. Met.
Yeah, but
So
you know what?
come from a long line of Mets fans.
They're
But
growing
my-
up in the
but-
city, though. They're surrounded by fans that are rooting for the Dodgers.
All his little buddies are Dodgers fans. The Dodgers are great. My son loves baseball. So it's like, what am I going to do? Be like, no.
I'll tell you what
born
you do. You say you love them more than me. That's what you say to them.
Yeah, wait a
No,
second.
yeah, no, I'm totally kidding, guys. I'm
Is-
joking.
is he a-
Nobody laughed. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. You should not say that.
Because is he a Mookie Betts fan or a Dodgers fan?
He likes the Dodgers.
Oh, that's tough, man.
But you know what? I thought about it.
Tell
and
him
I'm
to
like-
not be a little front
And
runner.
I'm like, you know what? He's an LA kid. What do I care?
yeah, what connection to New York does he have?
Because
Yeah,
you come
his-
from a long line of Mets.
Outside of Dad.
Not many long
Mets
line. Long line.
family.
This team's been around since the 60s.
It's a
Long line
family
meaning like my
thing.
dad. Yeah, but I
I
mean,
feel like it's part of look, we as Americans don't have a whole lot of culture, right? We're a melting pot, and our country's not that old. Part of your culture is we're Mets. I'm from New York. I'm a Mets guy, so you like the Mets. Everyone out here is primarily transplants. A lot of transplants out here. He's allowed to like the Mets. He's making a choice. You can help.
But it's a smart choice. I'm not going to force him to like my team if he's like, Dad.
Yeah, but baseball's different. Football, I get it. Football, there's weird alliance and allegiances and weird choices you make as a football fan. Baseball, so you stay within the family, bro. That's how I feel. But it's your kid, so what do I know?
Yeah. I mean, what am I going to do? Be like, no, don't like the greatest team with all the greatest characters?
I say you root for the Mets, but it's okay that you like Betts and Ohtani and these guys. They're great players. You're a fan of greatness. I get it.
You know what you hope for? You hope for the Mets to go on a run, so then they become winners. The Dodgers maybe hit hard times.
And then he's
he's pulled back in.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
You got to keep them true.
But then I asked myself, how did I fall in love with the Mets? The 80s when they were great with Darryl and Gooden and Gary Carter, Keith Hernandez. So a team with marquee superstars that wins over a city is why I became a Mets fan when I was 5, 6 years old.
Yeah, I can't
My son
blame him.
is 5, 6 years old. So the way I felt about Gary Carter and Keith and Darryl, he's feeling that about these guys. So what type of jerk dad would I be to be like, no.
And not only that, Rich, not only for your kid,
Yeah.
millions of kids all over the world that were watching this game worldwide. Japanese fans on the edge of their seat, right? You got all of Canada watching. You got everybody tuning into these big superstars. These are core memories for the little kids. These little kids will never forget that heroic moment of Freddie Freeman hitting that bomb, and it gives hope that even little kids with bad haircuts could still be great.
You think Freddie Freeman got a bad haircut?
I
It's a
mean,
little flat top.
Are you
huh?
shopping for a flat top? But anyway, yes.
Down and give me 20.
Great dental work.
Are you Mr. Buzzcut?
Also, what makes it interesting, I think, living in the city we're in right now, is that it's one of the few cities that baseball, MLB, is more popular than NFL, and we have both teams. So think about it, Rich. I remember the story where your daughter told them, I don't want that Rams stuff. Your kids aren't selling out for the Rams and Chargers. They're true to your Niners.
My kids are Niners. I'm Niners and Mets. My kids, Niners and Dodgers.
Truthfully,
maybe.
though, Rich, I bet
maybe.
you the Dodgers are converting a lot of little kids out there because they're that good and they're that likable. And that's why you pay the big bucks to these guys.
Well,
So your thoughts?
I got two more quick little things, and then
Yeah.
we'll take your feedback. We're going to get to NFL, too, and I see the phones are hot. So your thoughts on last night. Was it a top 3 game in the
Yes.
last 50 years? The answer is yes. If not, I want to know the other games. World Series games, that is. There's been some playoff games, but World Series games, it's hard to argue this isn't a top 3 of at least the last 50-plus years.
Because there's so many storylines and so many moments. I didn't even mention Yamamoto yet. We didn't even get to the Kershaw
all right,
thing.
like,
yet.
of
or
course,
Edman.
I mean, I'm going to be
We didn't even get to it.
I'm going to be a absolute homer in saying this, but I mean, who wouldn't argue that Mets 86 game 6, 2 outs, and you score 3 runs. David Freese against the Rangers, and this one, I can't think of any other World
Would you
Series
put
game.
Kirk Gibson in there?
The Gibson, so now you're talking that's 4. Would you what's a better game for you as a Dodgers fan? This or Freddie with the Grand Slam last year?
I don't know.
But that was, it's
Last year had to be.
the Grand
game
Slam.
1.
Freddie meet Gibby.
Yeah,
and all
it
that.
was definitely less exhausting. So
you rounded out with us.
But the fact that it was 18 innings, I think, adds to it.
The only thing it was missing, and I'm being very nitpicky, is someone scoring in extras and the other team matching them.
I thought that was going to happen.
I love when that happens. Let's say the Blue Jays had put up a 1 spot in the top of the 14th, and the Dodgers come back and tie it with 1. Like, the only thing that was missing was maybe a little offense in those tense moments. But 2 observations, and we'll break and take all your feedback. The only thing we missed out by this game not going 20-something innings, didn't you want to see the warrior mentality of Yamamoto? The guy's a day removed from pitching a complete game.
Straight up warrior. You know what that was? It was like Daniel LaRusso's going to fight.
That was some
Japanese
Japanese
interpreter come in.
That was
and-
Japanese pride, samurai honor. Like he was. That would have been the most crazy thing in the world if Yamamoto's like, I'm pitching.
Yo, he was warming up, though. That was so
That was
dope.
insane. And as just a fan of sports, your stomach had to be in knots when they called Clayton Kershaw's number with the bases loaded, 2 outs. And then when it was a full count and you're like, don't throw a ball. Don't end this way, Clayton. When he got out of that inning, I felt like a Dodgers fan for a split second, and I'll say it. I really did.
That wasn't even that wasn't an easy play by Edmund.
And
That was tough.
and by the way, Kershaw did throw a ball. just got lucky because, he chased it.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then there was like 2 or 3 foul balls.
Those
You're
foul
like,
balls.
Oh, my God.
Danny, I felt like
Heart-wrenching.
in those moments, it had to be in my life a top 3 moment of where I was invested, not with my team.
I couldn't watch. I had to get up, and I'm like, I don't know, I'm by the dishes for no reason.
My wife was, I'm not joking.
You know the feeling. You're
My
like,
wife
man,
was,
I can't.
my wife was pulling her sweatshirt over her eyes. Like,
it's
I
horrible.
can't. And if you follow my
That's because you farted because you were so nervous.
If you follow my Instagram, Covino swears that I was like getting drunker or higher as the game went on. I was just slap happy and I was just terribly stressed and tired like everyone
All right,
else.
well, you make the call. Go to Rich's Instagram story right now.
All right,
at Rich Davis.
I had an edible drink
Is
halfway
it,
through the game.
Oh, well, there it is.
But
Then
that wasn't it. You can
Oh,
tell my
yeah.
pure jubilation and jubilee
Yeah, you
for
know,
this game.
the game last night really brought out the glassy-eyed in everybody.
Oh, you know what? Decide for yourself, and we'll take all your feedback next on the Dodgers. Was it a top 3 World Series game over the last 50 years?
And can I just say this, Rich? It's not all just baseball today, even though what a game. We are going to give you a full Week 8 NFL recap.
But we bought a we made a purchase.
We
Let's
made
just
a
say that.
purchase, all
And
right?
I think
We're
you-
about to make radio history and do something that's never been done before. We need you to be part of it.
Let's just say there's a new member of the Covino and Rich Show.
Yep.
We'll explain next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Today's job search can be tough with endless online searches and applications. No phone call, no interviews, nothing but automated email responses. But wait, what if there was a different way to find a job?
Well, guess what? There is Express Employment Pros is a staffing agency that works alongside companies to hire candidates for any type of job. Express can help you get a job that matches your qualifications. The best part, Express never charges a fee for their support. Learn more at expresspros.com.
Stop waiting. Express will find out what you want from your job, keep you updated on job openings, and help you land your next role. Choose Express Employment Pros for your one connection to dozens of local jobs. With more than 870 locations, there's always an office in your area.
The best part? Well, once Express has your info, you'll be the first to hear about new opportunities that match your skills. Start by finding a location at expresspros.com and contact your local office today. There's ebbs and flows in all different aspects of life. You're a music guy. Danny G, you're a hip-hop guy. You'd very easily agree if I said hip-hop has had years where, there's a ton of hit records, and then you go through a couple years where you're like, it sort of stinks. Covino, you experience this a lot being a rock music guy.
Mm-hmm.
There could be like the grunge era, and then after that it was like rock stunk, and then it sort of came back. Like pop music goes through years where there's a ton of big pop hits and pop radio stations are trending, and then all of a sudden pop music becomes cheesy and lame. There's cycles in music. Dare I say sports in general right now is better than it's been in a decade. Baseball, the stars, the rule changes, the franchise players, baseball's at an all-time high. The NFL ratings and interest and international, the NFL is popping on a different level. And the NBA, I think, is now really starting to lean on the young stars while also hitting you with a little nostalgia. I think sports right now is peaking.
It's the sports renaissance.
I really think right now, you can't tell me that sports isn't insanely awesome.
I'll give you a lamer analogy. I'm going to one down your analogy.
Why you gotta ruin it?
No, I'm not trying to one up it. I'm going to one down it. We often talk about how we grew up with all these Disney classics, right? Oh, Pinocchio. Snow White.
Today's the anniversary of Dumbo. You want to hear a fun fact?
Not really.
Dumbo, the only main character of a Disney movie that never spoke.
The only main character named after Rich Davis.
Actually, you know what it's called? The elephant's name isn't Dumbo, you Dumbo. It's Jumbo Jr.
It was named after an actual elephant, Jumbo.
Yeah.
See, I know. But we grew up with all these classics. Dumbo, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio. And then there was nothing. And then the 80s came around. You had like the Aristocats and all this nonsense, right?
Yeah, crap.
Nothing. You had nothing forever. We lived on the classics. And then all of a sudden they called it the Disney Renaissance. We've talked about it. Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast,
Aladdin.
Lion King.
The Lion King.
All of a sudden, boom, 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 came back. And now they've been riding off of that.
And
then
it fell off again.
Then it fell off, came back again. So
good thing they don't make up for it by raising prices at the parks.
we might be on the precipice, if you want to include all sports, right, of a sports renaissance. And Rich is right, because maybe we're seeing social media really starting to play a positive role in how we view these superstars, these young superstars. Like, we got a pretty good idea of what's going on. We get to know them. We know their personality. We get greater insight. You don't even have to watch the games to see the highlights. And you know these young stars. You identify with them. And, dude, you think I'm a Spurs fan? Absolutely not. But, man, I was glued watching that.
We are on full time in Philadelphia now. Imagine waking up there this morning. They have a new dynamic duo in the backcourt. Did you see Tyrese Maxey along with rookie VJ Edgecombe? Edgecombe 34-7, Maxey 40-6.
They got something to be excited
Sixers fans are like, what? And then in Chicago, with the Bulls winning, the Bears are 4-2, Blackhawks 3-2, Bulls 1-0. Chicago, this is the first time since 2010 that all three of those teams have a winning record at the same time.
Are we on a sports renaissance? Think about it. I think there's something to be said, and people listening may be like, well, you guys work in sports, so of course you're going to feel that way. Hey, we got lives. We got kids. We got problems. I got a pain-in-the-ass teenage daughter. I have child support payments. These are hassles enough.
An ex-wife.
I got ex-wives.
Yeah, what else?
I got hassles like anyone else.
An AC unit that broke?
Yeah.
A Sweet 16 to pay for?
Yeah. We got regular lives just like anybody.
A long-term girlfriend that's probably waiting for a ring?
So it's not like...
I'm sorry, did I go too far?
No, that's okay. It just builds that relatable sort of thing. We got things going on, yet we could stop and pause and say, wow, man, for this to grab our attention this way, there's got to be something to it. So I'm with you on that, Rich. I am.
And dare I say, sports media, podcasting, broadcasting, like Fox Sports Radio, is doing really well. That's like one of the few areas of broadcasting that's really doing well right now.
Yeah, embrace it, guys.
And I think you're seeing it in baseball. The NBA having a really good first 2 days. And NFL speaks for itself. We just love it. It's like, it's king, right? So you're getting everything clicking on all cylinders. It's sort of like a great team when all the star players are playing well.
Mm-hmm.
They just like what the Dodgers are doing right now.
Yeah.
That's the world of sports. The NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, everyone's doing their part for the general sports world.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rich. That was an amazing positive spin.
I'm a positive guy, bro.
CNR gonna rock you. We were all up till the wee hours of the night. CNR, CNR on FSR, Covino and Rich. Now, we need you guys to stick around for another half hour at least, because we're about to make radio history. We made a purchase.
That's all you got to say. There's a new member of our team.
Yes, and we're going to recap together Week 8, because there was a football game last night. Props again to the Chiefs. The Chiefs were chiefing, and speaking of the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, Showboy Mahomes, will be here for some Showboy Mahomes trivia, giving away prizes on this action-packed Taco Tuesday. So we'll get to that.
Did you guys also buy off the refs?
No, you will see, you will hear on the show. You can see at Covino and Rich FSR. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And again, sign up to our YouTube page, Covino and Rich FSR. You can also watch our bonus pod, Overpromised, on Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Now we go to the phones, because me personally, Rich, I don't know. I needed something like that. I thought that was just so much fun, dude. And I woke up, like I said, you know when you wake up and you assess your morning, like, do I need to be grumpy about anything? Is everybody healthy? You know, you look at your phone and you hope you don't see anything bad. I woke up and I immediately start smiling. So I'm like, that game last night was electric. That was awesome. Yeah. That's why we love sports. It brings people together. The excitement in the air. So much fun to talk about. And we all got to witness it worldwide last night.
You know.
And you know what? Hold on. Here's the best part. We do it again today with Game 4.
Oh, today I don't know if I can handle it.
Oh, my God.
Today the Blue Jays win in a weird game, and it gets tied 2-2.
Good.
That's
awesome.
That's my instinct.
I love it.
Or the Dodgers just step on the gas and it's over. Like, that might have been the...
Or Ohtani throws a no-hitter.
I mean, does Ohtani get a mulligan? If he has a rough outing, do you give him a mulligan for everything he's done up to this point?
Like, I didn't sleep well.
Yeah, stand by her.
How do you guys think Shane Bieber's going to do?
I heard you say that.
You
earlier.
catch that? I know. Rich's head turned right to Covino, and I could hear him say, I think he just said Shane Bieber.
You saw it, right?
Yeah, I knew the whole I knew it. I said, I'm like, how did I say Beaver?
Rich can't let those things pass. But when he fumbles a word, we're all supposed to pretend like it didn't happen.
Act like a pro, Covino. Yeah. Act like you've been there. All right,
but you did say Beaver.
So, Shane Bieber tonight versus Ohtani.
It's more fun, let's be real.
Listen.
Justin Bieber in attendance again.
He was. Bieber was there.
Give the thumbs down during an Ohtani
were
homer.
Out, and that also made it fun.
You know where you saw Bieber on Bert Kreischer's Instagram story? You know, Bert Kreischer, the comedian that takes his shirt off. We all know Bert. Bert was sitting like 5 rows behind Bieber. And he was like not shy about it. He's like, yeah, we're here. Yeah, there's Bieber. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, look, there's Al Michaels. Like, so he was a fun follow last night, our pal Bert Kreischer.
You were a fun follow because you
think I was high. I was feeling nice.
Okay, feeling nice.
Rich's eyes were looking like Pawheads' eyes.
Yes. Yeah, you can see it at
more
Rich
like
Davis.
Pothead's eyes.
Kids were sleeping. The wife and I were just having such a lovely night watching this game. We had other plans. Like, the kids went to sleep early, and we were like, all right, I'm going to get some recording done from SiriusXM, and we'll watch a movie. We'll watch one of our shows after the Dodgers game. It ended up being such a memorable night. And I want to say something my wife said as a casual fan. You know, she doesn't watch clearly as much as I do. But she said the juxtaposition, and she did use that word.
Dang, you owe her $5.
Between watching Clayton Kershaw come in there with his grizzled gray beard, knowing that this could be the last inning he pitches in a Hall of Fame career, his family, you had a nervous stomach. It brought fans to tears. And then you see...
Oh, that's why your eyes were all glassy like that? It was emotions. I get it.
See, now you're getting it. It was all emotions, Covino. But you watch and you see Clayton Kershaw go through that emotional high of this is it. Could be my last pitch, my last inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs, full count, and then the guy's fouling pitches off, and you're like, Jesus Christ. Oh, my. Like, Danny, I was pacing, like I said before. My wife was pulling her head into her sweatshirt. She couldn't watch. And then you go from Kershaw to Henriquez and then
Klein.
Yeah, and by the way, Henriquez wild at times.
Yeah.
Throws like 102 miles per hour, but during the regular season, we saw him throw wild pitches. And so when he came in, I was like, oh, please.
He did hit a batter.
Please. He did.
He did.
Well, I was like, oh, please keep it in the strike zone.
But Danny, when I'm saying, let me just say that one more time. Just the juxtaposition, which is such a great word.
You just wanted to say that again.
Of a guy that it's the end, and then you turn to the next inning to a 23-year-old Venezuelan kid who's probably like, oh, my God, I'm way in over my head. I'm usually wild, throwing 102. And then you go to a guy that started the season with the A's, was with the Mariners, just made the postseason roster a couple days ago, and he's put in the position to be the hero. Like, everything about it was special.
How about on the other side, the Blue Jays, Lauer? What did he throw, 70 pitches as a relief guy?
Dude,
that was wild.
The Blue Jays played a great game, too. They just happened to be on the losing end of it. So props to both teams. You mentioned Klein, Rich. His story in itself is amazing. Started with the A's, then the Mariners, got bounced around. Now he's celebrating with superstars in the game. Comes up big.
Hearing him
with
talk
a
about it.
70-something pitch performance. His career high before that was 36 pitches or whatever. And the most unsung heroes, not even Will Klein.
But hold on, to hear him talk about it, though, Cove, we listened to it earlier, you and I, where he's saying when Freddie, Shohei, Mookie, and those guys are cheering around him, he said it's better than what he possibly could have ever dreamt in, like, his fantasies.
Yeah. Imagine if you told this guy.
In the beginning of the
We're
season.
talking about the redheaded, bearded guy,
When
right?
the beginning of the
Big
season.
leprechaun.
In
If
the
you
beginning
told
of
this
the
giant
season.
leprechaun, you're going to be in a Game 3 World Series moment where Shohei, Mookie, and Freddie Freeman are all cheering you on, he would be like, no way, you're out of your mind.
That's cute. No way, yeah.
And it happened. And he got the win last night. But the real hero of that whole situation was the ball boy, Brandon, I think his name was. Brandon came in with his little weak-ass mustache to take the dirt off his cleat. Did you see that?
Yes.
And it made all the difference.
But didn't that also add to just what a bizarre, wild, fun, memorable night it is? Like, in the middle of all that chaos,
Brandon.
it was almost a moment of levity, too, because when
It
he
was.
comes out there and you see...
With like a popsicle stick.
And you see Klein, like,
He had his
realizing...
tongue, was it called tongue
depressor.
Depressor
like,
to take the
at
mud off.
At one point, you realize Klein's like, I can't really reach my cleat the right way. He does it. He pats the ball boy, and they both give, like, a smirking smile laugh in the middle of the most tense game of their lives.
So memorable. So many
Yeah.
memorable moments. And we'll get to all your phone calls. How about that? 877-99 on Fox. We get to you right after Dan Byers' update. What up, DB?
Should also be noted, Steve Covino liked my tweet about that incident of the bat boy running to the mound.
You know why, Dan? Because I don't care what kind of guy you are. I'm a Dan Byers
Yeah.
guy. I'm a Dan Byers
I'm really
guy.
not on
Just
Twitter
saying.
much, Dan, but I'll go now. Just
All right.
I'll repost it and say, you're the man, Dan. How about that?
The alert popped up, liked by Steve Covino, not by Covino and Rich. Sometimes
man,
it's
okay.
the show handle, but this was a Steve Covino solo shot. Dodgers up 2-1. Shane Bieber against Shohei Ohtani tonight. Blue Jays and Dodgers coverage on Fox 4. Game 4 of the World Series is at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Some news from the NFL. The Saints are going to start rookie Tyler Shook at quarterback Week 9 against the Rams, replacing Spencer Rattler, who will now be the backup for New Orleans. Bills place defensive tackle Ed Oliver on injured reserve with a torn biceps, while Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco suffered a sprained MCL in last night's win over the Commanders. He's considered week to week, according to reports. The Chiefs have the Bills coming up in Week 9, then a bye in Week 10. Chiefs stopped the Commanders in that game last evening. No Jaden Daniels for Washington, but head coach Dan Quinn said today that Daniels should be in the practice plan this week. Patriots and corner Marcus Jones agreed on a 3-year extension. Bucks forward Kyle Kuzma should play tonight against the Knicks after missing Sunday's game with an ankle injury. And finally, guys, I don't know if you've seen it, Saudi Arabia plans to build a Sky Stadium.
Dude, I saw that, and, you know, in an AI world, DB, I was like, I don't know, is this true?
That
looks absurd.
For the 2034 World Cup, it would be more than 380 yards above ground level. Yes, and would be a site for the soccer matches in 8 years. A skyscraper with a stadium on top.
Honestly,
Nuts.
I can't even. When I saw it, I'm like, no, look at AI. Look at who is this? Sora?
Yes,
Is someone
correct.
making Dude, it is insane. In fact, if Dan Byer posts it, I'll make sure to retweet it for you guys to see the stadium. It's, you know. In fact, I just retweeted you saying I'm a Dan Byer guy. Just
No,
saying, okay.
all right. Thank you.
And thank you, Dan Byers. So we get you involved next. Everybody hang tight. There's lots to say about the game last night. And like I said, we still have another one today. So
Oh, and we debut a new member of the show.
That's
And,
right.
we made a purchase. We'll explain. It's going to be awesome. All next. CNR on FSR. Hang tight.
It's one of the biggest cliches, but it's also very true that when it comes to sports, 2 best words in sports are Game 7. And everybody says it, and if you listen to sports talk radio or you and your buddies are chopping it up or you're at the barbershop, you hear things like that. 2 best words in sports, Game 7. it's so. I heard Chris Perfett say it today in an update, and I knew it was coming. And because it's just something that everybody says, but it's true.
The best 2 words, guys.
Dude, we said it amongst each other hanging out yesterday.
He didn't say free food were the 2 best words?
No, hey, but you know what? I'm glad you said that.
Free
I'm glad
food.
you said that. Because, hey, we're all pumped about the game tonight, especially if you don't have a team playing. You're just watching for fun. Man, it gives us more to talk about and something to watch because it's do or die. Every little pitch, every call, every hit, every pitch taken is a big moment tonight and under the microscope because everything counts and everything matters because it's do or die. It's for all the Tostitos, as we say. Game 7. But when it comes to the best 2 words, can we think of any other 2 words that compare, but a PG-13 variation here for Fox Sports Radio?
Well, if you're going to keep it clean.
Like you said, free food. Yo, bro, those are 2 great words for anybody.
I was going to say, open bar?
Because I'll get out of my seat. I'm like, where? What's up? Where are we at? Free food? All right. Dude, that gets everybody pumped.
Yep.
So not just Perfett, everybody. So let's get the phones going. Before we get into last one standing and all the other fun we have today and the prizes and everything else, Game 7 tonight, are there 2 other best words that come to mind? But again, without being rated R and X.
When my wife and I actually get away from the kids, like when those few times a year we actually take a little getaway, adults only.
You love that, huh?
Oh, nothing bothers me more than other people's kids. When
Other
I'm
people's
on
kids.
when I'm on vacation.
That's so funny.
If I'm
too, because
escaping, if
you're
I'm
a parent, you appreciate
the kid, I don't
kids.
know.
Like,
Nope,
I love
nope.
kids. I got kids.
When I am not with my own kids and coaching and doing things at the school, when I'm not in that mode, get your stupid kids away from me.
I'm with you on vacations because you want to relax.
Weddings
but
too.
That's what I don't get. Because,
No kids.
Like, how do the little kids ever get to know their family members if you don't want them at their party? Like,
Yeah,
some of my greatest
random
memories as
barbecue.
a kid was sliding around the dance floor, and that's the only time I see Uncle so-and-so anyway.
No kids at weddings.
Yeah, I can't get down with the wedding one. But the vacation one, I get it. No kids.
Kids will ruin a wedding.
I mean, for a guy who has 2 kids, it's pretty harsh.
He's just
in my
so
opinion.
anti-kid.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so anti-kid.
Sound like a
Except
jerk
for your
to
own.
me. Yeah, I know.
jerk.
Sounds a little jerky. I think it's a cultural thing, and that's my polite way of saying it. I really do. Because in my family, like, if someone told my dad that he couldn't bring his kids, you know what he would say? Well, F you, I ain't going. Swear to God. My dad would be offended by that.
I'm coaching 4 days a week. I'm involved in the school
The kids
volunteering.
but the kids are not part of the family that they can't come to the wedding.
But I don't want a kid at a wedding. You're dancing and drinking and having fun. You want little kids there? Get
it's
out
a
of here.
family affair.
You're on vacation. You're trying to have
That's what I'm
hotel
saying.
sex,
It's
lay
a
on the beach,
cultural
and do
thing.
everything you want. Your kids around? Get your kids out of there.
No. Vacation?
That's
I
what
think-
grandma's
I
for.
think that's different. And that's
Grandma.
why they separate certain resorts. Like, that's the adults only side. That's the family side. I'm with you. I'm okay with that when you say vacation stuff.
And if
when
I
you
don't
say
and
family stuff, I'm like, man,
and if
then
I'm,
what the hell good is family if the kids can't be involved?
if my wife and I are going away for a couple days, Mexico, Aruba, Dominican Republic, we're going somewhere, and we're finally getting a break from our own 5 and 8-year-old. Do you think I want to see your stupid kids?
No kids. My dad would say, "Why you kissing ass? Were you kissing ass?" But I just emailed the boss to tell him that I was happy to hear that he stayed at that game last night.
I mean, even if he didn't, he should tell everyone he did.
Oh, yeah.
But I did see the footage on his Facebook
No,
page.
but major cool dad points. If that's the game you chose to take your family to, you're able to go, and it's one of those instant, classic, epic games like that, that's hitting the sports baseball jackpot.
I feel bad, but there are people that were deciding what game should I buy tickets to, and they're probably very angry if they chose today.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Shohei's pitching, Beaver's pitching. It could be a great game, but off the heels of that, I don't know. I just feel like how do you stack up against one of the greatest ever?
Well, we'll see. Now, we're getting to your phone calls, but first, it's time for our Tire Rack play of the day. People are running out of adjectives to describe last night's Game 3 of the World Series. Freddie Freeman finally got a ball to break through the thick L.A. smog.
11:50 in Los Angeles. Freeman sends a fly ball to center field. Varsho's going back before the catch strikes midnight. Freddie Freeman has ended it. It's a repeat hero with the last word on a Game 3 classic.
Wow. Wow is wow. That is courtesy of course, Fox TV, our Tire Rack play of the day, Joe Davis's call. Now, for over 40 years, Tire Rack's been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection, convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Again, Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. We talk football next hour. We go to your phone calls now about
Kev,
Game 3. What
in
up, Kev?
Culver City. What's up, Kevin?
What's up, fellas? Hey,
Yeah.
as a Dodger fan, our ass is kicked by the Braves in the 90s. To be able to celebrate this run has been amazing. I mean, that game within itself felt like a movie in Hollywood. It started out with the Kirk 3-run homer, and then Ohtani coming back with a double to tie it, and Ohtani getting a home run to tie the game and saying, we're not losing. I mean, we didn't even talk about Ohtani in the 2 home runs, and then you get to the extra innings. Kershaw, the Hall of Famer, coming in cold with the bases loaded, by the way. Get this guy out. The ball, your 3-2 count.
Yo,
you're thinking, oh, my
Kevin,
God. Then
Kevin,
getting the guy out. And then you got a Will Klein with the kid, the bat boy, like it's a movie. The guy smiling like it's a game in June.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only the World Series.
Kevin, I just watched the footage where they did a split screen of Kershaw and his wife in the crowd. And not to be corny on you, I got a little emotional. When you see his wife and you see the emotions and stress she is feeling in that moment and what she's probably been through, married to him all these years, watching his career, how could you not feel for that? Oh, my God.
Yeah,
Paul in Orlando. What's up, Paul?
Hey, Paul.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call. I get 3 observations, a fourth if you think I earn it.
Yeah, what you got?
So the first one is best line of the broadcast, Joe Davis, 18th inning, saying, Will Klein, guys, he didn't have a beard when this game started.
I did laugh at that one. I was like, that was a good quick one-liner.
Second observation, you guys kind of stole my unsung MVP with the bat boy and the tongue depressor, but how about another unsung MVP, Dieter the organist?
Oh,
He's probably soaking his hands in contrast bass.
Bro,
today,
he was
so
great. And
so he
every
play another full game.
he did a second, 7th inning stretch, and he was playing all songs that were appropriate. Yeah, the organ player was fantastic. All right, you earned your fourth one. Do you have one last one?
Yeah, third observation's a personal one here. I started out the game texting with fellow Dodger fans in Denver and Portland. Not unusual for a West Coast game. But get this, I ended the game texting with a colleague traveling in Africa who woke up in time, and the game was so long he's able to catch the end of the game.
That's wild. But honestly, everything about it, I'm hoping everyone feels the way we did, but it was just a magical night of baseball, and it ended the way it had to end with like I said, a superstar hitting a walk-off. It would have felt so flat, like I said, if it was like an Alex Call sac fly.
I think Smoltz made the comment that the Commanders were already back on the flight and home in bed, and they were able to watch the end of the game.
That's crazy in itself. So we're going to get to a little NFL next because let's just say a new purchase was made on this show, and we debut a new character here on CNR next.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during a
can't.
big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Getting closer to Game 4 of the World Series between the Blue Jays and Dodgers. L.A. back at home tonight as they're up 2-1 in the series, and they'll put Shohei Ohtani on the mound. Shane Bieber pitches for the Jays. Coverage on Fox starts at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. News from the NFL is the Saints today named Tyler Shook as their starting quarterback, as the rookie will get the nod in Week 9 against the Rams. He replaces Spencer Rattler, who's now the backup in New Orleans. The Bills have placed defensive tackle Ed Oliver on injured reserve with a torn biceps muscle. Chiefs running back Isaiah Pacheco week to week. He sprained the MCL in his knee last night against the Commanders. Kansas City's in Buffalo this Sunday, and then they'll have a bye in Week 10. Speaking of the Commanders, head coach Dan Quinn said quarterback Jaden Daniels should be in the practice plan this week, trying to return from an injured hamstring. Patriots at corner Marcus Jones agreed on a 3-year extension. Bucs forward Kyle Kuzma available tonight against the Knicks. I'm Dan Byer.
an exhausting, 24 hours?
I'm riding on a high right now, for real. I think we're onto something. The sports renaissance of 2025, because everything's clicking. Not only a great game.
Yeah!
Not only an amazing, epic, instant classic of a Game 3 World Series, but some good football. I mean, did we forget that the Chiefs won? The Chiefs are chiefing. They're back on track. Austin Reeves put up 41 points yesterday. Nobody's talking about it.
Oh, Wemby had another big game. Spurs are undefeated. You know what I mean? There's a
I
lot
know.
going on. It's just
baseball's popping.
Yeah, Reeves actually made Laker history by the total points he scored in the first 4 games of a season ever.
Dude's on fire,
When
man.
you think of that stat, when you play for a team that's had Kobe, Shaq, LeBron, Worthy, Kareem, and you're the guy?
Yo, that's wild. Stats
My
don't
goodness.
lie, man. Stats don't lie. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. If you got the iHeart app, we thank you. If not, you got to get it now. Stream us wherever you happen to be. Catch all your favorite Fox Sports Radio shows live 24/7 on the new and improved iHeart Radio app. Shout out to all the affiliates rocking out with us. We appreciate you and everybody hanging with Covino and Rich. Now, we got prizes to give away this hour. We're going to play Showboy Mahomes Trivia, speaking of the Chiefs, and Life of a Showboy. And we're also going to tell you about a purchase we made, a full NFL Week 8 recap.
Yeah.
But we're wrapping up your phone calls and your thoughts. It was a crazy game. It got so crazy last night. They talked about position players coming into pitch. I jokingly said, dude, bring Hideo Nomo back out. He threw out the first pitch last night. And then there was other people online saying, yo, Sandy Koufax is going to pitch.
Hideo Nomo, more like Hideo Nomo Carbs. Jeez, did you see that guy?
he looked different from the last time.
He looked like Kirk.
And Danny G, off the air, you were saying something about how no one's even mentioned Scherzer or
Glasnow, the two starters.
Because it felt so long
Didn't they pitch
ago.
last week?
Right, exactly. So it was a roller coaster of a game, and we're riding off the high, and we're wrapping it up with Baker in Illinois. You're on the Covino and Rich Show.
What's up, Baker?
Hey, what's up, cool cats?
What's up, man?
So I watched that whole game last night just because my stepson is a Dodgers fan, and I had to work this morning, and I kept thinking, with all those warning track outs, man, if these guys were on roids still, I could go to bed.
Or if it just happened earlier, those would have been out.
Well, I have buddies that go to a lot of Dodgers games, season ticket holders, and they're saying that so many of those shots that out here in LA, the temperature changes quick. That's the weird thing about living in the Valley, and it could be 90 degrees and then be 60. It could be 60 in the morning. You're chilly when you wake up. You put on a hoodie, and then by lunchtime, it's 95. So temperatures change, and 3 or 4 of those would have been home runs.
Agreed.
It's just how it is. What's up, DB?
Question for you guys, because I don't think anybody's really talking about it, but what did you think about the umpire call where then Bo Bichette's called out because they thought it was a walk, or they thought it was a ball?
That was dicey. There were some also – There was a few home plate umpire hesitation calls. Like he almost was on a little delay sometimes. Like Leslie Nielsen and Naked Gun.
Yeah.
Strike.
I thought it was a really good point that John Smoltz made at the time in saying, because a hit then followed, but he said Glasnow would not have pitched that way if the situation was different. So he's saying you can't assume that.
Changes the whole bat.
He comes up and gets a hit and the run scores. However, there was such confusion on it, and we've seen stuff in the World Series. Kent Herbeck and Ron Gant at first base and pulling the leg off. Don Denkinger in the 85 World Series and the blown call that he made for the Cardinals. There are umpire moments, and because of how crazy it was, we forget what happened so early in that game, but that was just mass confusion, at least on the part of the Blue Jays.
There was mass confusion on multiple parts of that game in moments we haven't even brought up, and we got to move on from this game. But
it was like a whole series wrapped up in one game.
To prove it, I'm going to name 2 quick plays that we haven't even brought up. When Ohtani stole second and he got thrown out because he popped off the bag. That was a big moment. And there was a part of me that was
You could also say a really great throw by Kirk, too. Again, you can see why these are the best two teams in the league.
How about Edmonds' throw to third base?
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah,
in the ninth inning, that was the game-changing moment because Tommy Edman, who
and lucky it had hit off of Freeman's glove because that would have kept rolling.
The fact that Freeman deflected it, if he caught it, then he probably would have been like, I should have caught it to touch my glove, you know? The fact that Edman does that little slide into the throw, throws a strike, that
was nifty.
That was
slick.
Game-changing. And, again, so many other little ones like Sasaki, catching a great one-hopper back to the mound, but then almost underhanding it too low to Freddie where he has to scoop it. The Blue Jays at one point, one of their infielders, I forget who, threw an intentional one-bouncer because of his angle, and I'm like, that's a risky play in itself too.
Yeah, we take those plays for granted, especially when you think of how big those moments were. So, hey, we got to experience it. Lucky us, and can't wait for tonight. But there's something we all have in common. We all had great intentions. I can't speak for Dan Byer, but I know Danny G and Rich and I all had great intentions of, we're going to watch the game, but we're going to go back and forth and see what the Chiefs and Commanders are doing. We're going to, watch this game.
I had a bet on one. Remember at the end of the show yesterday, I said, guys, let's roll with Wembanyama. Let's roll with the Dodgers. And unfortunately, I said Commanders getting 10.5. Ooh, maybe they could cover. It looked good for a minute, but the Chiefs were chiefing, and Taylor was on hand to see Travis break some records. It
caught his 100th touchdown. Yeah. And the Chiefs win. They beat the Commanders. Good for them. They go to 5-3 now. Commanders 3-5, 28-7. And I didn't find this out until after the game because I was so glued and so set on what was going on in Game 3. And same thing with Danny, same thing with Rich. None of us knew really what happened until after the baseball game.
I just by habit, because I'm a nervous ninny, I'm always refreshing my phone, so I knew the score, but I really didn't watch many downs of that game. Highlights, yes, but that game was not turned on in my house. I did not put that on the TV.
Now, Showboy Mahomes will be here. We'll talk to him about it. We'll do some trivia, giveaway prizes, 877-99 on Fox. But it all ties into the Week 8 of the NFL.
Yeah.
Week 8 of the NFL, a lot of things happened. And let's just say Covino and Rich made a purchase. We bought, can I just say this? We bought a robot.
Whoa! No.
What's her name?
Oh, we can name. I don't know. What would
Rosie?
Rose.
We bought a robot. You guys can name it.
Much like the robot from Rocky IV with Paulie. Remember that the robot? The happy birthday, Paulie robot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Programmer to talk sexy to me.
Well, Covino and Rich, you're the greatest. Oh, Covino, you're so handsome.
Remember Paulie programmed it? It was like, hey, stud. We bought a robot, a Fox Sports robot. We invested our show money, and I plan on expensing some of it because it's not cheap. And this robot does something special. What it does for you is it recaps an entire week of football. So let's say you were on vacation. Let's say you were busy. Let's say you missed something. This robot condenses everything for you.
I'm fascinated by this. Our video producer Spot's been really messing around with AI and Sora and all these cool things. Spotty boy, you seem to be the guy that knows the most about this stuff.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Yes.
As of today, do you know Google Gemini, they're saying is slowly creeping up, or should I say quickly creeping up on ChatGPT, doubling its usage from last year, and they're saying it's going to push the technology even further.
The same way you've been seeing all these amazing Sora videos where you put in some prompts and it'll be like, a video of Dan Byer, getting eaten by a bear. And
That's my favorite.
But you could make these videos and they're wildly funny.
And remember, Rich, much like the internet itself, it has great use, right? But we use it for evil and stupid things all the time.
Yeah.
We need to figure out a way to use technology as a tool to enhance our lives. Like, not to do the work for you, but as a tool to complement you, or else you become obsolete.
Yeah.
So we put our noggins together and we said, hey, if we buy this AI robot, maybe we can enhance our show instead of being replaced by a robot.
Yeah. So what you do is you put in all the prompts and you get a little creative and give the robot info. And we said, here's about 10 to 15 bullet points of Week 8 of the NFL. hey, robot, make a rock song with a country twang, a little like a rock country song.
Let's not give away all of our secrets.
Yeah.
Let's just say we told the robot to do its
this.
job.
Who's the robot going to live with after the show?
And we'll figure that out.
Spot, you have an extra guest bedroom.
I don't.
And you and your wife are open to this, right?
Sure.
So without further ado,
It's anatomically correct.
we're trying to use this new technology.
I'll take it if it looks like the Megan Fox robot from that movie.
Oh, well, we're going to have to fight if it looks like that. But we're trying to use this technology to our advantage here, and hopefully you reap all the benefits. You may love it, you may hate it, but we're going to do it anyway. It's a debut of sorts. It's radio history in the making. It's Covino and Rich's AI recap. We're calling it CNR's Robot Recap of Week 8.
Take a listen.
Jets fans crying in the rain all year. The Sunday came and washed their tears. Finally, one in the win column. Mango's gone, man, we raise that glass. Rest in peace to a legend's past. For the first time in months, the crowd finally felt alive again. Rodgers tried to rewrite fate. Steelers fans sing too little, too late. His old team smiled, yeah, they took that W home. In Green Bay, the Chiefs sitting first in line with the Lambeau crowd yelling every time. The frozen tundra's humming that victory tone. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, they're getting reset. Lamar's lacing up, he ain't done yet. Crowds holding breath for that comeback roar. It's Week 8, baby. The league's gone wild from Philly to the Bay. It's a heartbreak mile. 49ers break down, too many bodies on the floor. And the Giants lose Scatterboo. Can't take much more. Cowboys crash like they've been here before. Packs on top, Chiefs still chiefing on through. Kelce hits 100 with Taylor in view. Yeah, the crowd still humming, heart still pound. Every town's got something going down. It's the chaos we crave, the noise, the fame. The league's insane, but we love the game. Yeah, Week 8. Just another page in the heartbreak playbook. See you next Sunday. It's Week 8, baby. Yeah, Week 8, baby.
CNR's Robot Recap of Week 8.
Robot recap.
Now, what I really want is a parody of that song made by Ticklesec.
And hey, you might get that. And Week 9 might be hip hop. Week 10 might be metal. We'll see. So that's your recap, courtesy of CNR's Robot that we purchased over the weekend.
Here's the question we were talking about with Big Mike, who runs this place.
Yeah.
Who?
Big Mike.
If you could say, hey, make a song that's pop rock, make a song that's country, make a hip hop song, make any song by just putting in key terms, and it could be generated that way. In our lifetime, what do you think the craziest thing we'll see is? Do you think we're going to be old guys, God willing, you live 80, 90 years old, and you could put on a headset and like it could pull your memories out? Like, where's the weirdest thing this will go?
Well,
where's the weirdest place this will all go?
I think it could take you back to these moments. Hey, I want to be at Game 3, Dodger Stadium, October 26, 2025. I'm sorry, 27, 2025. I feel like technology is going to allow you to do that sort of stuff. You know what AI does right now? If you put a picture, let's say you and I post a picture, we're out and about. if someone had this picture and screenshot it, they could figure out exactly where you are through AI in seconds, like exactly where you are on the map. You could be anywhere in the world, and it could tell you where that person is. I think you could take a picture of a moment, have AI recreate that moment, put on some sort of headset, and now you're in that time period through AI and an Oculus of sorts, some sort of AI goggles.
Mm-hmm.
If it's able to tell you where you are, if they're able to recreate all these things in seconds, you put on a headset, you could be anywhere you want. That's kind of cool. Take you back in time of sorts.
We've talked about how there's different angles in broadcast of sports now. How many years do you think we're away from you getting some POV like in the huddle if you want? Do you think there's going to be a Sunday ticket like a next level package where it's like throw on your Oculus or throw on these glasses, these Google glasses or whatever,
we're
and all
going
of
to
a
be
sudden
getting crazy camera angles. We're already getting that now.
because if you look at a game from your parents' childhood up into the 80s, 90s until today, you keep thinking, well, how could it get better? And it does.
Okay, so I take a picture of fat-ass Babe Ruth, and he's pointing into the stands, right? I take this picture, I put it into AI, and then AI generates the real, like that atmosphere, the way it would interpret that moment, and now I get to watch it through a virtual reality headset. I think that's where we're going to be before you know it. Like I said, Gemini pushing things even further in that ChatGPT world, in the world of AI. So we're able to make a song and recap it in moments with the use of it. And we really did make a purchase, by the way, to
Robot
allow us to do that. But where do you think it's going to take us? What are you excited about? And it always goes back to something smutty. We know that because we think about that too.
Yeah.
But what else? What else could it be used for, and where do you think it's going?
On that note, Demolition Man back in 1993, they predicted that part of it with Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock. Remember?
They also said there was 3 seashells,
when's
and
that happen?
I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for
Well,
them.
I do wonder, do you find it creepy or awesome? You ever see, like, you could take a picture of, like, your grandparents from the 1940s, and they could, there's technology, they're like, oh, let's bring that picture to life?
That's weird, yeah.
Weird or awesome?
I don't like it personally, but I think they could enhance that technology where you could feel like you're immersed in it.
Sam, did you see the Suzanne Summers story from this week?
Nope.
Really?
I thought you'd be all over this.
Oh, you mean her widow
Yes.
brought her back to life with like a AI hologram?
Has a blonde robot.
Yeah.
Has a blonde robot
I did
that
see
is
something about
uploaded. She did obviously millions of episodes of TV shows.
Yeah, all her books.
She did audio books for all her own books. So they have a database of her saying everything. They have programmed a robot with Suzanne Summers' voice, and it's a blonde robot, and the husband says he still talks to her. I mean, that's next level, Danny. I was Sam. We're going in a weird direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little weary of it.
it's the robot recap, and where do you think it's heading? How is it going to change your life? Change sports for that matter?
What's that place that Colin always promotes? Is it Cosm?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it.
Oh, Cosm.
Where it's like you watch the
Very,
football.
it's like a miniature sphere in Vegas.
Yes.
It's like a mini sphere, and you can watch a game, but you feel like you're almost in the game. Where it's like a POV that you get.
It's like your front row.
You can only imagine
Cosm is the venue in Inglewood, California that hosts sports and entertainment events such as NHL, NFL, football, Cirque du Soleil, and more.
I mean,
it's Cosm, COSM.com if you've never seen it.
Just think about it. Something to contemplate how it's going to change your life, not only in sports, but in life. Like in 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, where will technology be? There right now, Suzanne Summers could be brought back to life via a robot. Our show could buy robot technology and all of a sudden just plug in, a few things, and it makes a song recapping a week. You could, put in
insane.
keywords and have a video that looks like Iowa Sam is really doing something.
Yeah, it's amazing, guys. And hopefully it just enhances what we're already doing and not replacing you. That's the goal.
Yeah.
All right?
Interesting question.
Have it work for you.
You know what the fastest growing form of smut is? AI.
No, but I bet you know.
AI. Like
AI.
fake women. So it's
have you seen the movie Minority Report?
Yeah.
There's a scene where like they walk in, there's like this guy laying down, and there's like this 3-dimensional woman like on top of him, That's what we're headed for.
Yep.
Sam, I feel like are you resisting it or loving it?
Oh, totally resisting it. I think this is all awful.
I feel like it upsets you.
It does, because
I can
we're
tell it in
doing
your
things.
voice.
I don't know if we really need these things in our world.
A lot of it's soulless, but that's why you want to put your human touch on it, right? And you either work with it or you lose to it. So you got to figure out a way to work with it.
I disagree with it. I think I can be against it. I don't know if we need to take song making away from the human economy and give it to some butt rock, robot. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I hate it.
Look at it this way. Remember in the 2000s, Danny? Go back 20 years when we were younger men in radio. Remember the old-timer DJ that was like, I want to play records and CDs, and it's like, yeah, but we have a computer system now. What happened to the guys that resisted?
Yeah, but that's different.
True.
That's music made by humans.
But the human element for entertainment's always going to be necessary, because they've done all these experiments with radio stations where it was all technology and it all flopped.
Why do you think a lot of these actors unions are like, they won't even let a toe in the doorway of AI? Because they know it's just going to proliferate. So I'm with them. I'm with them completely.
But people will eventually make AI product and compete
I'm sure
with it,
it'll make its way into my life at some point, and I'll be like, okay, cool.
It just has.
No, I know it has.
It's a real life Black Mirror episode. It really is, and it's changing our world at a rapid rate, and it's changing social media. It might change it. It might ruin it.
Yeah,
might
be a good thing. Yeah.
Which might be a good thing. So, your phone calls, your thoughts, and of course, we're looking for contestants for Showboy Mahomes Trivia. We're going to give away some prizes next. Your chance to win one of our turbo balls in Nerf football.
Yeah.
877-99 on Fox. It's multiple choice if you want to play. 877-99 on Fox. Showboy Mahomes Trivia. We do it next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Now, today's job search can be tough. Endless online searches, applications, no phone call, no interviews, nothing but automated emails. Wait, what if it was different and you had a better way to find the job? Well, guess what? There is. Express Employment Pros is a staffing agency that works alongside companies to hire candidates for any type of job. Express can help you get a job that matches your qualifications.
The local Express team is your advocates in the job market. And the best part, Express never charges a fee for their support. So learn more at expresspros.com. Stop waiting. Express will find out what you want from your job, keep you updated on job openings, and help you land your next role.
Choose Express Employment Pros for your one connection to dozens of local jobs. With more than 870 locations, there's always an office in your area. The best part, once Express has your info, you'll be the first to hear about new opportunities that match your skills.
Start by finding a location at expresspros.com and contact your local office today. What do you think the top-selling Halloween candies are? We all know everybody has their personal favorite.
Now, I'll give you the top five.
Yeah.
Top five. One non-chocolate makes the list. What do you think it is?
One non-chocolate. I got it.
The mini bags of?
Oh, mini bags of Starburst.
The little Sour Patch.
Oh, really?
The little Sour Patch. Number 4, Kit Kat. which I think is the go-to. Those mini Kit Kats. I've convinced myself.
How do you pass up on them? You know what I mean?
I've convinced myself.
This is why people get fat.
I've convinced myself 25 of those equal one real Kit Kat. I'm like, no, probably like 4.
That's Halloween dad mess.
Twix.
Yeah.
Twix
Same
Smith.
with
You start
Twix.
pulling your dad's trick. Remember your dad's trick of the 80s? Like, yeah, I need to check the candy for razor blades or whatever. And he would take all the good stuff.
It's about 12 Twix, mini Twix equal like one real Twix, right?
It equals like one half of a Twix.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, I think you're right about that.
Equals one left Twix.
So, Sour Patch Kids 5, Kit Kat
Yeah.
4, number 3, can I guess?
3 and 2 are boring, but there's legends.
It's the M&M brand.
M&M, and then number 2 is peanut M&Ms. That's your number 2. And the number 1 candy. I saw a documentary on the History Channel where you do some work. The food that built America. There was a candy episode about Hershey and Reese's and all that. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. It was a dude, Reese's decided, no one ever decided to combine peanut butter and chocolate. And when he did, he was like,
So you remember those goofy commercials? You got your chocolate in my peanut butter. you put my peanut butter in my chocolate.
that's your number 1 Halloween candy.
Number 1. And by the way, that's another one. If they're laying around, you're not eating one. This is where it all begins. All the damage begins. So those are the top 5 Halloween candies.
Yeah.
Can I just say that my personal favorite is $100 grand? And I say that because like you don't see them at the store and throughout the regular time of the year. And I cannot resist $100 grand. I think it's the perfect.
It's got all the perfect little
It's
ingredients.
got the crunchies, the caramel. Like I can't pass up that little turd nugget called $100 grand.
Oh, that's a great little turd nugget.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my personal favorite. But yeah, what's yours and what do you think of that? And that got us thinking when it comes to sports related candies, sports related candy, what do you think of?
Being that I go to the snack shack like 3 days a week with my kids at the baseball and softball field.
Yeah.
I think one that I don't see anymore, but we loved as kids. You always bring it up. I feel like you loved it more than I did.
Because if you went to Moe's or Herman's or give me another one. Gotta go to Moe's.
A Sports Authority?
Sports Authority, Big Five. They always had Gator gum right there at the register.
The Gatorade gum.
And I'll give an honorable mention to Quench gum. But Gator gum, I could salivate thinking about it.
You ever see a picture and you could taste it? Like,
yeah, that one.
that sounds dirty.
Whoa,
hey.
Choking on your own saliva.
But that makes me think of another gum.
Dude, it's making him actually
I
salivate.
think I have a Gator gum from 82 stuck in my throat right now. From the mid 80s.
I'll let you
Invented by Jim Bouton. Another gum.
Yeah.
Former MLB pitcher, New York Yankee Jim Bouton, made a shredded gum to emulate tobacco. And that's Big League Chew.
Yeah. You know what? Kids still love it. It's still at the snack shack. Kids love some Big League Chew. And Aaron Judge became one of the faces of Big League Chew. So it's sort of back in a big way.
Speaking of Yankees that hit home runs, number 44 himself, from 78 to 81, the Reggie bar was a big deal. Reggie Jackson had his own bar, but it ended in 81, but it came back for nostalgic reasons in the 90s
like
and the 2010s. Like it goes away
Looks
and
like
comes
a Reggie
back.
turd.
Like a patty, yeah, like a.
A Reggie turd. Looks like Reggie had corn for dinner.
And
Okay.
you know what? We left the best for last, but it's really a misconception, like Dave Concepcion.
Yeah.
It's a misconception. And that's the Baby Ruth, number
Baby
one.
Ruth?
And everyone thinks it's about Babe Ruth, and I'm going to let you believe that, but apparently it's not. It was invented in 1921, and it was a tribute to Ruth Cleveland, Grover Cleveland's daughter.
Bullshit.
But everyone thinks it's Babe Ruth, so we say it's Babe Ruth, and we move on.
Popularized by Sloth.
There you go.
All right.
And wait, hold on. Can I just, for the old guys watching, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks? Come on, dude.
Who has Cracker Jacks?
Me?
Hell yeah. Love me some Jamiroquai. Remember when Maroon 5 stole their sound? Or his sound, I should say?
I mean, you could say that, but Maroon 5's like 10 times more popular than
Future
Jamiroquai.
made of virtual insanity. Love me some Jamiroquai and his Cat in the
as
Hat.
do I, but you could say, well, the Maroon 5 took their vibe and made it way bigger.
We're Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio, CNR on FSR, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, where tire buying should be.
Let's do this. We do it every week. Showboy, Mahomes Trivia.
The mostly lovable Patrick Mahomes.
Truth is, I want everybody to love me, not just the refs.
It's time for some NFL trivia.
I'm here.
Yes, we know you're here.
All right, Patrick Mahomes here to play Showtime Mahomes Trivia. Damn, Skippy.
FSR Security walking our broke Patrick into the main studio.
Everybody swinging from the Dodgers today. What about the Chiefs, man? We had a night, too.
Now you're
That's
5-3 now. And keep in mind, they started 0-2, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. But
You
everyone's
beat
all
a
hyped
backup.
up.
Yeah, you beat a backup quarterback. Congrats.
Yeah, but why don't you talk about Freddie Freeman some more? Put up some big numbers, 5-3, ready for Buffalo next week. And let's not forget about Kelsey, the chief of Chiefs. I mean, he's the guy that started the culture, 100 tutties. That's my guy. We play between the lines, between the whistles. That's what we do to Chiefs.
All right, let's meet the contestants.
Chief Rocka, baby.
27-time winner Rich Davis right over there.
Let's go.
22-time champion Dan Byer in the house.
I did watch you last night, Patrick. I did.
You're a good man, Dan Byer. I've always said I'm a Dan Byer guy.
9-time winner Spotty Boy.
It's crazy high.
And we're going to go to the CNR studio lines here to see who was going to win one of those turbo balls, hopefully. DB, I'll use you for this. Would you love to travel to beautiful Seattle, Washington, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Waco, Texas, or Fresno, California?
I don't think we've ever been to Hattiesburg. I don't think we have.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yes, let's go to Mississippi.
That's Jeremy. What's up?
What's up?
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, bro, Chacho. What's up?
Jeremy, what do you do for a living there in Mississippi?
Oh, I don't live here right now.
Oh,
I
you-
live in Alaska, but I'm on my
Oh.
way down to Louisiana.
Oh, you're driving. Okay.
How about that?
Here are the rules for Showtime Mahomes NFL Trivia. The first contestant with 2 correct answers is the champion. If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question. Your name is your buzzer, but you do have to wait until all 3 possible answers are read. If there's 2 wrong answers in a row, we move on to the next question. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get it on.
All right, we're going to play the game in between the whistles, all right? That's how we
let's
do
go.
it.
Let's
Patrick
go.
Mahomes here. I'm here. And who's the first player in NFL history to throw 4,000 yards in one season? Was it A, Rich's boy Joe Montana, B, Joe Namath, or C, Joe Theismann?
Come on, I'm giving you a chance, Jeremy. Rich.
Joe
Joe Namath.
Yes.
Joe Namath, 1967, threw for more interceptions than TDs that season, 28-26.
But he did have over 4,000 yards. Pretty amazing.
But he
right?
did.
Yep. Round 2 as Rich is on the board.
Jeremy, just scream your name out. We're trying to
Yeah,
give you a
man.
chance to win here, bro. Let's go.
Namath also had a lot of booty calls, too.
He did, yeah.
All right, round
Over
2.
4,000, I heard. Round 2?
Yes, sir.
All right. How tall was the shortest player in NFL history?
Ooh.
Was it A, 5'1", B, 5'2", or C, 5'3"?
5'10".
Oh. Jeremy, say your name.
Jeremy.
All right.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Mississippi
sorry.
via Alaska. Where's the accent from? What's our story, Jeremy?
Sounds Irish.
Yeah, I thought Jeremy.
Jeremy,
Jeremy.
Jeremy, give me your backstory for 10 seconds. Where are you from?
Scottish.
I was born in the UK,
There it is.
in Blackpool, and I moved to Alaska. Got my
right.
citizenship 17 years ago.
All right. Yeah, interesting story. All right. What's your answer?
You kind of buzzed in. Is it 5'1", 5'2", or 5'3"?
It's B, 5'2".
No.
Dan.
Byer for the steal.
C.
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, everyone loses that round.
Yeah, the answer is A. He's about as tall as Alejandro Kirk, 5'1". 5'1". Jack Shapiro, who played for the Akron Pros, 1921, was only 5'1".
Damn.
Wow,
Well, that
all
was
right.
tall back then. So
Yeah.
Rich is the only one on the board so far. We move on to round 3.
All right, round 3. Patrick Mahomes here. Showboy Mahomes. What was I once quoted saying about regret? Regrets are something you could avoid by staying true to your dreams. B. I have zero regrets treating all the refs to a free meal at me at Trav's New Steakhouse. Or C. You could always regret just missing it, but as a football player, you have to move on to the next play.
Jeremy. C.
C, yes.
Right.
There we go.
That's right. You could always regret just missing it, but as a football player, you have to move on to the next play. You're the man, Jeremy.
Halfway to a CNR Nerf football.
All right.
Rich and Jeremy on the board. We go to round 4.
Round 4. Who's the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls? A, the Pittsburgh Steelers, B, the San Francisco 49ers, or C, the Green Bay Packers?
Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy for the win.
Say.
What's that?
Say. The Packers.
Yeah.
Packers.
Come from behind. A comeback.
Super Bowls 1 and 2.
You're the chief of chiefs.
All right, Jay, this means you're going to have to give me your address, though, so I'm going to find out where you truly live.
All right, here, we'll put you on hold, buddy. Congratulations.
And by the way, it was the Green Bay Packers Super Bowls 1 and 2 in 1966 and 67.
Does he work as a janitor at a school in Springfield?
It's funny. It's a good one, Spot. Thank you, Patrick.
Willie.
Hey, Patrick, you know you guys are favored over Buffalo in Buffalo this Sunday.
Yeah, I know that. Did you watch the game last night? That's why. Nobody watched the game. Nobody cared. Everybody's talking about the World Series.
Sorry.
Maybe I should have played baseball. I don't know.
Yeah, thank you, Patrick.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week. Maybe you'll watch me kick Buffalo's ass. All right, later, guys.
Later, guys. Let's go to Dan Byer for an update. DB, what's going on, man?
Okay, Richard Deitch, who used to live in the United States, wrote for The Athletic, still does, now lives in Canada, just threw up some numbers I want to throw past you guys. Canadian viewers. So these are the Canadian TV ratings right now. 7 million people on average watched Game 1. 6.6 million watched Game 2. Last night's Game 3 peaked at 7.4 million viewers. His point, 41 million people in Canada. So if you're getting 7 million people to watch, a sixth of the country tuning in to the World Series.
Damn, that's a lot of people. That's like the Friends finale.
Yeah.
It's like MASH when our parents were,
You have to figure, word of mouth, text messages, social media played a huge part of like, yo, you watching this game?
Yeah, but
because how many times did you get hit up? Like, you watch it? It's like, yeah, of course.
But based on DB's numbers and the guy from The Athletic, all 3 games, 6 million, 7 million, 7 million.
Yeah.
So the country of Canada clearly behind their Blue Jays.
What's the time spent watching on that?
He did not go
yesterday, 6.5 hours.
Right. Yeah, the numbers on Fox, 13.3 million viewers for Game 1 on average, about 11.6 for the Saturday night Game 2. Still waiting on the Game 3 numbers from last night and earlier this morning. Game 4 numbers are this. Dodgers up 2-1. Coverage getting underway just after the top of the hour on Fox. It's Shane Bieber against Shohei Ohtani. In other news in the world of sports, the Bills placed defensive tackle Ed Oliver on injured reserve. Suffered a torn biceps muscle, in that win over the Panthers this past weekend. Chiefs got a win against the Commanders last night, but they lost running back Isaiah Pacheco for a little while. He's considered week to week with a sprained MCL in his knee. You guys just mentioned taking on Patrick Mahomes and Mahomes, Pacheco, and the Chiefs taking on the Bills this weekend. They have a bye then in week 10. Commanders, they're facing the Seahawks on Sunday night. Played without Jaden Daniels last time, but head coach Dan Quinn said that Daniels is expected to practice this week. And the Saints are making a change at quarterback. Tyler Shook is going to start in Week 9 against the Rams, replacing Spencer Rattler. One final note, the NCAA has delayed the start date that would allow their athletes to bet on pro sports. It was supposed to go into effect on Saturday. It's now been pushed back to November 22nd. SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey, according to ESPN, sent a letter to the NCAA asking them to rescind this rule that, again, could go into effect in the not-so-distant future. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, DB.
DB, I know you're a fan of lower thirds and graphics and what do they call them? The score bugs, right?
Yeah.
I love looking at the different networks compared to each other. We talked about how, Covino, the strike zone is way lighter on the World Series coverage. Like, it's faintly there. It's not like a distinct square. Have you noticed the elimination of the pitch clock because they're trying to maybe let it breathe visually?
I didn't even realize it. It didn't even dawn on me. I thought that the square, there were times I couldn't even see it.
Yeah, it's so faint just to almost make it seem less intrusive for the World Series.
Yeah, you could only really see it on the replays.
And if it was a close pitch, they would show it. But the pitch clock, which I don't know if the Yankees or Yes Network or the Dodgers, usually the pitch clock is part of the little score bug taken away for the postseason. I realize it's probably because they
don't. Don't you think that'll be different based on the network and what the teams choose?
I wonder what TBS did, but the World Series on Fox, I realized that there is no pitch clock, no countdown, none of that on your screen. So in the stadium, yes, of course, but maybe they want it to seem like it's a World Series. We're not rushing, even though there is one.
I do appreciate the pitch count always being there. I feel that that's an effective tool to have on screen, so I'm glad that they utilize that. But
Isn't it wild to think the old ideology was you're not going to keep a viewer if they know the score the whole time? When you watch old NFL films, you could watch an old game from the 90s and be like, when are they going to show the score?
Yes.
And it's like rare. It pops up once in a blue moon. And the mentality, Covino, back then was, well, they got to keep watching if they want to know the score.
We would time the 10-minute ticker on NBC to make sure it was 10 minutes. And sometimes it was 18 minutes. You're like, hey, you're jipping me out of 8 minutes.
Exactly. All right, well, listen, coming up, there's something that came out of last night's game that has created a fun conversation, and it has to do with Shohei Ohtani getting on base 9 out of 9 times, which seems like that's better than Little League. I don't even know how to describe that at this point. Like 9 out of 9 times the guy's on base.
4 intentional walks.
And one walk that was sort of intentional.
Yeah, might as well have been intentional.
So 5 times the guy walks. Is it a problem or just strategy in baseball? We'll discuss a little next right here on Covino and Rich. There's a lot of chatter of last night, the NBA heavily leaning into nostalgia.
Our generation is a generation that feeds and lives off of nostalgia.
Lives off it. So it brings me to my big thought of the day, which is you're breaking out round ball rock. Everyone loves it, right? Basketball, yeah.
I'm gonna dunk it.
You got round ball rock. You got MJ.
Mike Tirico's voice, which was cool.
You got Tirico. Listen, they're hitting on everything. But then again, so I feel that, and then I say, well, I remember what Tony Soprano said on The Sopranos, which is,
remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
Remember when is the lowest form of conversation.
Well, you know what I always took from that? I respect Tony Soprano. Gotta respect the Sopranos.
Gabagool.
I think it's always fun to look back. You just can't live there too long.
That is the answer. There's nothing wrong with looking back. In fact, we always say that 2 things can be true. The NBA could be leaning too much on nostalgia. Nostalgia could be amazing, and it could also be a crutch.
And I feel
all
like
these things could be true.
On The Sopranos, what Tony was saying there is like this whole night we've been reminiscing, and that's fun and all, but like let's bring it up to current date a little bit. Like even if you're hanging out with your buddies, it's always a remember when conversation, and that's fun. When you realize that's all you got, that's when it's stale, and that's when you realize, like, yeah, we got nothing more than that.
Yeah, they were interviewing the current stars of the NBA, and they asked them, what's your favorite NBA on NBC moment in the 90s? And most of them were like, I don't have one. I was too little, or I wasn't born yet. Anthony Edwards said, I don't know, Michael Jordan. So, yeah, for the younger generation, none of that's going to hit with them. It's going to hit with us, but not them.
For the younger generation, it's all new to them. What do they know about John Tesh? Probably nothing, but it's new to them, right? So nostalgic
that
to
part
us.
That part of it is. But if we lean too much in the past, that's not going to play well for the younger audience.
But like I said, when I feel Tony Soprano was saying there should be a mix of it, like let's talk about something current or let's bring it up to speed now or else we got nothing. I think the NBA does that just by having young players in the league, and that's the perfect balance. Like, I'm not against it. I think it's cool because you're bringing some of the old school cats back into what they enjoyed and what made that 90s era so great. And then for anyone too young to remember, it's new to them anyway, so who cares?
What did Mr. Miyagi teach Daniel LaRusso?
To wax on, wax off?
Balance.
Oh.
Danielson. It's all about balance, because if you
I
can
always
balance,
thought the wax off part was a little weird.
Hey, go wax off. What? If you balance nostalgia just the right way, the example that Covino is alluding to, if you get drinks with an old college buddy, let's say you break your conversations down into a pie chart of 100%. If 50% of your conversations like, yo, remember when John in college got drunk and did this? Ah, ha, ha. But you got to mix that in with, yo, tell me about your kids. I see your kids playing football. And, yo, your daughter, how's your wife doing? Hey, tell me about your job. Like, you can't live 100% in, hey,
Because
remember when we were at that frat party, you know?
If you can't vibe on what's going on now, that means, like, all your friendship and all your love is based on things that happened in the past. And you do notice that a lot with some old school friends and old school relationships. It's like, yeah, we got nothing here now, nothing in common now, no conversations to have now. You know, you want to talk about, I don't know, a new band that's out, and they still want to talk about Pearl Jam. And it's like, you know, can we talk about something now? And you realize that your friendship and your relationship only lives then. It has to be a great balance, and I think that's what the NBA is going for. I don't think the NBA is going for old school nostalgia. That's impossible. You got young players on the court.
It's a league that is really banking on some young stars to step it up, so why not throw in a little dipping of nostalgia?
Covino and Rich, live from the Fox Sports Radio studios. And getting a new job can be much easier with Express Employment Pros. With Express, you'll have a local connection to the job market. Getting started at expresspros.com to find a location near you is www.expresspros.com. Now, real quick, right quick, tomorrow, Mike's Wednesday Words of Wisdom and Midweek Major. So join us mañana, giving away prizes, plus keeping you posted on the biggest stories in the world of sports and pop culture. We do that every Wednesday.
Yeah.
But before we get into some of the controversy that was last night, we didn't even mention Springer. And DB's got your update there. What's up, Dan?
Yeah, so a couple of things in advance of Game 4. No George Springer in the lineup tonight for the Blue Jays, so he is not starting. There is a question on whether he'll even be available tonight. Could pinch hit. We're not even sure of his status. Nathan Lucas is going to end up leading off for Toronto. Dodgers just making a change. Teoscar Hernandez is going to bat fifth tonight. He and Max Muncy flipping in the batting order. So that's what you got for Game 4 coming up on Fox.
Damn. Is that karma like Danny G said? Is this George Springer karma for cheating back in the day?
I don't know. Injuries. It's weird to say karma with injuries, but I don't know. You hate him.
Yeah, if you did that to your Mets, you would have called it karma right now.
You're probably right. I will say,
that's a big loss,
speaking of
though,
Lucas, when he hit that bottom of the 10th inning right field, nice hit, people are speculating, was that where Toronto went wrong in sending the runner from third, who was like out by a mile? But here's the problem. Everyone keeps saying, dude, Vladdy was on deck. They would have had second and third. And what would they have done? They would have walked Vladdy. And now you're giving Kiner Falefa the chance. And I don't know if that's, is that your best shot? I think you had to go for it. You had to go for it.
You had to have a perfect relay to get him. So props to the Dodgers.
Hey, Oscar played the ball perfectly off the wall, threw it to Edmund, strike. Edmund.
I think you take that chance in a big moment.
Perfectly pivots and throws a strike to Will Smith. Will Smith is not blocking the home plate, but like perfectly. Everything was just done fundamentally right.
And you said intentionally walk Vlad. That leads to the next little topic here, because how many more times you saw the little kid in the crowd? Yeah. No, don't walk Ohtani again.
5 times. I mean,
Well,
4 intentional.
4.5.
But the fifth
Yeah.
was intentional, if you ask me. When you're pitching all way outside, slow sliders that are cutting 5 feet off the plate, I mean, you're not giving the guy a shot.
There's lots of speculation on social media. A lot of jabronis making videos complaining about it. And there was one guy in particular, John Root. Sports commentator John Root proposes limiting intentional walks to 1 batter per game. Sports commentator John Root proposed on Twitter, on X, that Major League Baseball should limit teams to 1 intentional walk per batter per game and force the pitcher to throw.
I think it's strategy. I as much as I get it, you want to see the players. You want to see the players play. I know you could say, well, load management in the NBA, people pay big money to see these guys. You don't want to go to a game with your kids and see Ohtani walk 3 times. But, I mean,
Well,
Barry Bonds liked that tweet, by the way.
yeah, he also says
That's
the
funny.
MLB proposal, you should be able to intentionally walk a player more than once in a game. You shouldn't be able to. He says, we watch baseball to see the greatest hitters hit, not be given a free pass because they don't trust their pitchers enough. Well, you're also saying then you might as well take strategy out of the game. That's why baseball's the greatest game. It's a chess match that carries on to the next day. So every move you make in Game 3 is going to have a factor in Game 4. And that's just how the game is played. So you're basically saying you don't like how baseball is played. This is part of the strategy.
Yeah, but you added
it may not be dope.
You added the universal DH. That took away strategy. And American League guys like you were like, DH is better. Like that was, that was a big part
Yeah,
of
the
strategy.
shift was taken away.
It just changes the strategy. That's just being. Those are just different rules. To me, this is part of the deal. Like, yeah, I know it sounds weak to walk Ohtani, but doesn't it make sense to walk Ohtani?
And by
what's the difference between pitching around them and having an intentional walk?
By walking Ohtani, though, if Mookie Betts, I love him, but if he wasn't like 1 for 15 in these scenarios, isn't he like 1 for 15 or 18 in scenarios where there was an intentional walk ahead of him? He was sort of cold yesterday. That 1 line drive base hit, but I get for the excitement of the game, and how often is a guy going to get up 9 times in a game?
You could say you don't trust the pitchers, but what, you don't trust the guy next in your lineup? Because, a lot of people, it is. I always look like a walk is a rally starter. So you want to put someone else on base, you just got to count on that next guy.
Yeah,
so the strategy goes both ways.
I think in a regular season game, maybe it's different where you say, all right, people pay tickets to come out and watch, in June, if the Dodgers are playing the Pirates and they're just randomly walking Ohtani a couple times, that takes away from the family who spent their money to go to the game. The playoffs, I'll be honest, who's there? Rich people and people with access. So I think the playoffs, you got to do what you got to do to win the game. But in the regular season, I would not be opposed to one time a game. Who would argue that? Well, one intentional walk a game.
That's a better compromise, right?
In the postseason,
we have different rules in the postseason.
In the postseason, that's strategy, man. He's the best player in baseball. We're not going to let him beat us in the World Series.
You don't trust your pitchers? Why? You don't trust your other hitters? And you're putting a guy on base. Make something happen with it. So your thoughts at Covino and Rich at Fox Sports Radio, and get ready for Game 4.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Go Dodgers.